On YouTube, your girl is back. For the newcomers, my name is Pretty, aka the German princess. As y'all already know, I always call myself Miss Pretty, but that's my first name, Pretty, though. But any event, so yeah, this is my rebirth date. This is my year anniversary. You guys, I'm gonna be seeming like a little kind of over it a little bit because there's been like several malfunctions with recording today, but I'm gonna try to get through this, okay? Because this is like probably like the 90th video. Any event, so yeah, I'm gonna have a seat. So, I want to kind of do a timeline for you all, being the fact that it's been a year. So I'm going to take you all back to where kind of some of the stuff started, not all the way to childhood, because I don't have that kind of time. But 2009, 2007 was when I started to come into grips of who, I really was, of who I really wanted to be. And I knew all along I was a female way before that, okay, way before that. But I didn't really know what like the TG stuff was until, I was 21. So I started wearing makeup. And then 2009 is when I transitioned fully to transgender. And then after that, in 2012, that's when I got on with the softcore modeling. And so basically, with that being said, I was out there at that point. Everyone knew what time it was with your girl. So basically, I lost a boyfriend of 5 years that I was with because he wasn't supporting the softcore modeling and the, my transition. And I felt like it was kind of effed up, and that goes to show, where he was. And if you don't have the education, and facts of what you're talking about, then you can keep your trap shut. Because at the end of the day, if you're not speaking facts, we don't want to hear anything that's your opinion, because it's just not facts. And no one wants to hear anybody speak that's uneducated. If you're not speaking anything that's, coming from a factual standpoint, then you can keep your mouth shut and know your place. So, as y'all see, I was a little aggressive with that because it just really irritated me, man, when we split over some silly shit. And so I kept pushing at that point. I was like, F him, he just wasn't for me. I'm going to keep moving. So, okay, 2014 come along, and I meet this man that changed my life for good. I mean, like, seriously, he changed my life completely. And he came in around the time that I was exiting out of a relationship that wasn't for me either. And so, basically, y'all know who I'm talking about. That's Stink. And that's my baby. And, that's he's my ex-boyfriend. Don't get, be confused. But this is my ex-boyfriend that I'm speaking of. And so, yeah, he changed my life in 2014. He was the one who helped me to be where I am today. And, I'm going to take the responsibility for this because I'm the one who went out and got the stuff done, but he was right behind me the entire time. And if it wasn't for him, I probably would not have been where I am. And I probably, if it wasn't for my endocrinologist, I probably wouldn't be here today. And because I was suffering. I was suffering from gender dysphoria, and I probably would have been dead from, alcohol poisoning or something, because I was very self-destructive. I didn't care about myself, and no one really knew that. And so, basically, I didn't feel good enough in the time of my, before, I transitioned. And once I transitioned, everything was so much better, and my world just was so complete. And, my relationship got better with my family, because I had my ex right there behind me. And I remember him saying, okay, so what are we going to do? When are you going to come out and tell your family that you transitioned and all this and that and the third? Because we just left the DMV, and my identification was switched over. And then around the time he left when we broke up, and this was like around, I think 2015 is when I got my birth certificate and my social changed to female. But we're going to go back a little bit further before I jump over into 2015. So as time went on, as I was transitioning, you know, I really didn't know how to control my impulses. I was all over the place. So, you know, but he stuck through with me, like, for the most part. And, you know, we had a lot of things shared with each other that, you know, no one else got to see, you know, either one of us in these moments. And you know, we were just connected. You know, we had that true love, magnetic chemistry bond that no one else really knows about. And so basically, we go out, and this is how I found my endocrinologist. We went to the OBGYN, which was not the place to be. And the OBGYN put us onto the endocrinologist. And that was a success. And ever since, you know, my life just been amazing, you know. And I can just say, for my experience, you know, from the beginning of 2014, that was the roller coaster for me, because I didn't understand what was going on. You know, like, far as the physical part. The mental part, it was already me. Everything, like when a girl wants to go and cheerlead and a guy wants to go play basketball, I'm over there with the cheerleaders. So it was always there mentally. It was the physical part that was so difficult. It was so hard for me to master. And at that point in time, because I didn't know what was going on, and I was still in my party phase, we were living it up. I wasn't ready to put down alcohol just yet. And then I started getting more healthier when he left. And when he left, actually, for good. And, well, I don't want to say for good, because I just don't want to say that. But where he left, and at that point, everything for me just kind of went downhill. And so, you know, I can just say that, you know, the experience that I had, you know, from the time that I started all the way up to now, because it's been a year. It's awesome, you know, because it's 2015. I've grown so much. I'm modeling, you know, again, but more classy modeling. We're going to have a photo book coming out in December that we're working on that no one got to see the pictures of. You know what I'm saying? This look was already plotted on. In 2012, I'm going to take you guys back a little bit. In 2012, my photographer that I was working with, because like I said, there's levels to this shit, you know, and you go to different photographers. Well, I met one awesome one, and this was like the third photographer I met, and he wanted people to see the before and the after. And so the before look was, you know, just me as transgender, and then the after would be me on hormones. So this was already plotted on, and I actually was supposed to transition in 2013. But I was afraid, and I was with a guy that didn't want me to, and then I ended up meeting Stink, and he said, ain't no real man, let me tell you something, ain't no real man is going to be with you if you don't get this done. Because we were talking about having a family, all kinds of stuff, and we want our children to not be brought up in that kind of stuff. At the same token, you know, it's stuff that we will still share, but we need to have, you know, you right, and this is what you want anyway, you know. And like I've already taught you all, the sufferings that you can go through, you know. But in any event, pause it. So I'm sorry about that, you all. But in any event, so, you know, I was able to basically, you know, capture that mental, you know, mind state where I needed to be for myself and seeing the long run of things. And that's where he and I was. We were seeing the future, what, you know, would be best for me, what would be best for him. Because, you know, I want 2 kids. I want a little boy and a little girl. So, you know, we were talking about surrogate, of course, and one adopted. And sorry about that, you all. We are just all over the place or whatever. I don't know what's going on with my cameraman. But in any event, so, you know, basically, I'm about to go on over into the part 2, you all, and I'll go further on into what needs to be said because my cameraman is all over the place. All right, you guys.